The idealization and devaluation cycle is a pattern of intermittent reinforcement that deeply confuses your mind, your heart, and your soul. It preys on your deepest human needs and desires, as well as on your neurological motivation and reward pathways. So devaluation is a projection and a discharge of negative emotions that the narcissist has towards their true self. They release that on you. They discharge it on you. It's a defense mechanism to keep you or anyone else from getting close or recognizing their discarded and rejected self. And it is also a method of controlling you and keeping you from rejecting them. You'll never leave them because you're too busy trying to prove your worth to them and eventually to yourself, dedicating all of your time, money, energy, and other resources to this puzzle that you're trying to solve, this quest that you're trying to conquer, and this sense that if you can just prove your worth to her, you will win some grand prize, her unconditional love and approval. But the truth is, you're getting sucked into playing her hopelessly rigged long game that ends with you either being discarded, if you're lucky, or psychologically dominated if you stay in too long. It's really important for people to recognize the signs of a toxic partner, especially when it involves covert narcissism, because their psychological abuse can be very, very insidious. And narcissists, whether covert, overt, or hybrid, almost always lacking self-awareness, and they take zero responsibility for their abusive behavior or for their own healing. Almost always lacking self-awareness, and they take zero responsibility for their abusive behavior or for their own healing. The female covert narcissist will entrust you with her most vulnerable experiences and information. And she'll do this very early on, and she'll talk as though you're the special one. She's never trusted anyone like this before. She will start to act as though she made a big mistake trusting you. She will accuse you of doing things to make her feel insecure and unsafe. Not putting her as a priority, not defending her, not keeping her happy and secure like you promised to do. And this negative shift in her will be entirely your fault. And the only way to get the good version of her back, the version that you fell in love with, is to show her and prove to her that you are good enough, that you are worthy of her trust and of her love, and that you can give her what she needs. So the female covert narcissist will be sending you strong, repeated messages through her words and actions that if you want this version of her that you had in the beginning, and if you want the fantasy future that you envisioned with her, you'd better get your shit together and show her that you're the man, that you're the man, that you're the man that you said you'd be. So all the pressure to make this relationship work quickly falls on you. You need to fix yourself. You need to try harder, learn her. And in order to win the long game, she needs to give you some hope. So she throws you a few crumbs here and there. You have a nice time together, a good conversation, sex, you feel like you're getting somewhere, like your efforts are really paying off. But then, boom, some little thing you said or did sets her off. And again, she's disappointed in you, pulling away from you, blaming and rejecting you. Her sweetness turns bitter no matter what you do. Her sweetness turns bitter no matter what you do. But through this pattern of intermittent reinforcement, you are being trained, you're being programmed, to believe that you are defective, you're flawed, and you need to figure out what she needs, and if you don't, you're not worthy of her, or anyone else for that matter. Or she baits you into fake fights by pushing other emotional buttons. And once you react, it's all about that. Or maybe instead of accusing you of being mad, she may act upset but then refuse to tell you what's wrong, refuse to communicate about it, making you beg to find out and beg for forgiveness without even knowing what she's upset about. And after it's all over, you look back and still you don't even know where it came from or what it was about. And that's because it's all fabricated. This is an attempt to discharge her negative emotions onto you, keep the upper hand, and keep you thinking that you are the problem. And if you try to talk about something that's important to you or something that's bothering you, she will dismiss, minimize, or shut you down in other ways. She will not be open to hearing you out or to any sort of compromise. And if she's done anything to contribute to the problem, even if the entire problem is something she's done, don't expect her to take any responsibility whatsoever or to apologize to you. And if by some chance you do get an apology, it is a ploy to get you to see that you are ultimately to blame. The female covert narcissist is extremely careless, impatient, and reckless with your emotions, especially if what is hurting you is related to her. So if you cry or show your sadness, it will not faze her one bit. Zero empathy. She will see it as a weakness and use it against you later. You cannot win with the female covert narcissist. No matter what you say or which way you turn, it will be wrong. You can count on that. The female covert narcissist will compare you and your relationship to others. And again, no matter how much you do for her, it's not going to be enough. You will try harder and harder, but you will still feel unworthy and unappreciated. Meanwhile, she is making very minimal effort or contribution in the relationship, although she will act and seemingly believe that she is doing everything. These comparisons make you feel like you've done something wrong, like you don't deserve the closeness, the connection, and the love, that it's all your fault. And this can pull on your competitive nature, making you want to show her, prove yourself that you are as good or better than the next guy. In the long run, you work harder and harder, not realizing that for every step forward, you're taking several steps back. So in case you're still uncertain, let me just say it clearly. You cannot win at this game. It is a no-win situation, 100% of the time. Now maybe you'll need to keep trying a little harder, a little longer to really believe this. But let me just say, be careful, because you may find yourself stuck in her long game as your entire life passes you by. The covert narcissist will have a lot of boundaries that go one way. Any boundaries or rules that you have will be disregarded. And if you need or want anything, it's unimportant or stupid. The double standards when it comes to any type of boundaries is absolutely ridiculous. She questions not only what you do, but how you do it, as though you can't do anything right. You are treated as completely incompetent, and you will likely find yourself starting to doubt yourself on everything, second guess yourself, check with her on almost everything that you do, as though you didn't even have a mind of your own. What you may not have figured out yet is that no matter what you do, the outcome will be the same. It's actually very, very predictable. Over time, gradually, you will be stripped of any self-worth and self-respect you ever had. You will be constantly adjusting yourself, trying to figure out what you're doing wrong, how to please her, and eventually you'll look in the mirror and only to see a shell of the person that you used to be. You may even start to see the monster that she's painting you out to be. feeling like you are completely unraveling mentally and emotionally. But once you can see these toxic tactics and predictable patterns of abuse more clearly, you will also see that you have become the narcissist's puppy dog, her human pet, completely dominated and broken down psychologically. So don't take my word for it. Just look back to when this relationship started and ask yourself, is she getting better or worse? Has your relationship improved or deteriorated? Are you evolving or devolving emotionally, mentally, spiritually?